Hey everyone, it's the Unit 5 review. This is actually in your student activity book, and we'll go through it together. So, in the expression 5 to the third power, the number 3 is the exponent. And so the expression x to the fifth power is a power. If I wrote 6w, the 6 would be the coefficient. Now, explain how this diagram, it has two, like a square or maybe two rectangles, shows that 2 multiplied by the sum of x and 5 is equal to 2x plus 10. So the area of the rectangle is the sum of the areas of each rectangle. So like I could find the 2x plus the 2 times 5. So that'd be 2 times x plus 10. It's also the length times the width. And I wrote it over here using the distributive property. So I could find one and then add the other, and I'd still be able to find it, not knowing what x is. Remember the x plus 5, that would be the length of that side of the triangle, so I'd multiply my length times my width. But we don't know what x is, so that's a good way to think about it. So we have 10a plus a squared minus 9 divided by 2. And they want us to circle the terms in the expression. So the circled terms are parts, the circled parts are terms because they're the parts of the expression that are added or subtracted. So I have to go through and divide 9 by 2, do a squared, 10 times a, to figure out what I can add and subtract. So if x minus 2 is 7, how do you know that x minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 7 plus 2? So the sides of the original have the same value. If you add 2 to each side, inverse operations, you will be able to find the value of x. So I made like a little scale, equal sign in the middle. If the one side equals 7, the other is x minus 2, x has to be 9. And you can see I added it over there because 9 minus 2 equals 7. Let me erase my work. I actually did this the first time, not recording myself. So I need to follow my please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I do my parentheses first, which is 4. 12 minus 8 is 4. Now I go left to right. 32 divided by 4 is 8 times 4 is 32. Number 7. I have to do my exponents because I don't have any parentheses. So 40 minus 2 times 10 plus 2 squared, that equals 4. Now I do my middle, 40 minus 20 plus 4, and I go left to right. 40 minus 20, 20 plus 4 equals 24. So again, this is the first page on 239 of the review inside your book, and it's a good chance to remember what we did. So we're going to evaluate the expression for a equals 3, b equals 5. So when it gives me the variable with a number, I could just plug it right in. And it's always good to write your name on all of these. So 7 plus b squared minus the product of 3a. So I plug my numbers in. 7 plus 5 squared minus 3 times 3, because that equals a. So I need to do the exponents first. So 35 minus, 7 plus 25, which is 5 times 5, minus 9. And then I go left to right. 7 plus 25 minus 9. So I think of friends of 10. 7 plus 25 is 32. Minus 9 is 23. And that's for number 8. So now I do 10 plus a times 5 plus b. That 5 and b is the sum. A is multiplied by the sum of 5 and b. So 10 multiplied by 10 plus 3 multiplied by the sum of 5 plus 5. So I do my parentheses. 10 plus 3 multiplied by 10. I need to do my multiplication. 3 times 10. And I get 10 plus 30 equals 40 for number 9. Numbers 10 and 11, it wants me to circle the expressions the models represent. So I know that's literally x plus 4 plus x plus 4. 4x plus 4, well, that doesn't work. 2x, I do have 2 x's plus 4, that wouldn't work either. 2 multiplied by x plus 4 would work. 8x does not work. 2x, that does work, plus 8. So there are 3 options that work for that model specifically. And I'm going to show you why it does. right underneath there. 2x plus 8 once I distribute it. So if we're looking for all of the expressions that represent the surface area of a cube, I have my length, width, and my height. S to the third power s cubed doesn't work. 6s squared, well, if I did s squared, I could find one side. And if I multiplied it by 6, well, you know what? I actually could probably find everything there. Because I want to find each face, and then I could, knowing that this is a square, I can multiply it by 6. S squared plus s squared plus s squared plus s squared 6 times? Indeed, that totally works. 6x doesn't work. 4s squared does not work. Now we're going to apply the distributive property to the part of the equation, and this would be a good time to have like your whiteboard or a separate piece of paper. For myself, I just have to learn to write small, so I can put it in here. So I distribute x plus 4x plus 3. Now you're going to notice, wait, Miss Billman, you did this wrong. Indeed, I did. I should have, and you see me go back, I go, wait, that's 12. My 4 still distributes to my 3. So 5x plus 12. Or I really could say x plus 4x plus 12 if I wanted to leave it that way. But I like to group like terms. We'll move to the next one, and that is number 13. And these lessons, where it says lessons 5-2, 5, 6, 5, 7, that'd be a good place if you're confused to do that. So I distribute 8x minus 6 squared plus 6x when I distribute the 2, plus 36. So I have a minus 36 and a plus 36. That cancels itself out. And they go away. They go away. They poof away. So I'm left with 8x plus 6x. I add those together and I get 14x. Now, this wants to write each sum as a product by using the distributive property to pull out the greatest common factor. Remember that this is the biggest number that goes into both of them. So for 63 and 54, it's 9. That's what they share. So 9 times 7, 63, plus 9 times 6, 54, is equal to 9 times 7 plus 6, or I could write it 9 multiplied by 13. So 36 and 30, they share 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 5 is 30. I pull the 6 out, and I'm left with 6 multiplied by the sum of 6 and 5, or 6 times 11. And I know right there, kind of write that weird. I try to use parentheses, but really it's 6 times 11. If you want to look at this again, 36, the greatest number that goes in there between 36 and 30 is 6. And that's 6 times 6 plus 6 times 5. I take out the 6 that they have in common, put it on the outside, and I'm left with 6 plus 5 right there, which then I add those numbers together, and it's 6 times 11, which is 66. So we need to circle the solutions of the inequality or the equation. So 6x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 13. Plug a 1 in there, well, you get 1. That doesn't work. 3 is 6 times 3, 18, minus 5 is 13, that equals. And 6 times 5 is 30, minus 5 is 25. It is greater than. 10 plus x, so 3, is equal to 3 times 3. No, that would equal 13 is equal to 9. 10 plus 5 is equal to x times 5. Yeah, 15 is equal to 15. 10 plus 7, that 17 is equal to 21. No. So this one is less than. If you notice the difference, it is telling me the sum on the left is less than 25. So 10 works because 17 is less than 25, and the other ones do not work. This is just part 1. I know it seems fast, but it is a big unit. Check out part 2.